In today's session, we are going to talk about an awesome feature of 10.0.45 that enables user to upload attachments, documents to Dynamics 365 using Copilot. In our today's session, I'm going to show you how can you attach a document and make the AI hubs various kinds of training models to read the contents of that document and attach it to a purchase order. You can extend this functionality to any existing record, just not purchase order, but you can also read the receipts of an employee's hotel bills. You can also read the sales order receipts of a customer. So all these things, you can extend this functionality by simply training your AI hub with the contents of the model that you want to train your program with. So just I'm giving you an example. I am telling it to the Copilot something like purchase order docket. And let's see what the Copilot tells me. So it's saying, please upload the file here now. So hereby I am going to select a file. Say for example, I'm selecting this file and I'm saying, here you go. So it's going to take a while to read the contents of the file. It's saying that this is a file. This is the content type. It's an image slash JPG, and it's processing for furtherances. And it's going to take a while to read and do the needful of attachment. So let's wait till the response comes back. And in no time, the response came back to me like this, that identified purchase order number is this, and the document has been uploaded to the purchase order successfully. So if I take you to the document which I just uploaded, receipt, where the order number is 03 and the date is this with the vendor information and the order details. So if I take you back to my purchase order, and this is the purchase order number that I was referring to. In my file that I was uploading it here, and you see this is the attachment. So the attachment looks like this. I have given a description and the file information and the preview. Everything is just as expected. It is making use of an automation that leverages the AI hub of Power Automate. I trained a AI hub model with some predefined purchase order formats, and I am sending across a file to read the purchase order number and to attach that uploaded file to the purchase order. So let me show you step by step how this has been done, requesting you to watch the video till the end, and please subscribe to my channel just in case if you have not already done so. Defined a topic out here called purchase order docket upload. So it starts with phrases like PO file upload, process purchase order docket, process PO docket. You can keep on defining such phrases which are going to give a meaningful context to your Copilot. And in the next step, which I am defining, like I am asking the user to upload the file here, and I am saving the file as PO docket. So if you have already seen my previous episode on handling SharePoint integration with finance and operation, you must have seen that using SharePoint's connectors, I am integrating Dynamics 365's uploaded files into SharePoint's shared libraries. So here you see like the file that I uploaded, it got uploaded to a library called Copilot, which I have previously defined. And this I am going to use by the added file which I just added here. So I added this file this file called pure docket, and I'm creating the file. This entire step I have already defined in my previous episode. Please take a look at that previous episode to understand how it goes, how it works. And it creates a file and results with the record. Returns, it returns with the record that it creates, and you can use this record to use in the subsequent steps. So what I'm doing is that I am using this create file record to send it across to a Power Automate, you know uh, uh, agent flow, which is now known as agent flow, and I'm defining the agent flow to understand the contents of the file, to read the contents of the file. So how have I done that? Let me take you to the AI hub and show you step by step how this has been done.
So with that, let me take you to make.powerapps.com, and we can go to AI Hub, and by selecting the proper environment, so AI Hub gets loaded, and in no time you'd see that there are options to choose. Either I'm going to choose all models or my models. So I'm selecting all models by clicking on AI models. So inside my AI models, I would be able to see the different models that are available. I can, in our case, we are going to concentrate on extract custom information from documents, whereby you can select this kind of model to train or extract information from any custom document. So I'm clicking on create extraction model, create custom model, and it's going to take you to the next page whereby I can choose the different types of models that are available. So this page is going to get loaded in a couple of moments from now. Let this get loaded. And so there are options like fixed template documents or general documents or invoices. So in our case, we are going to select general documents because this is going to give you a more freedom of selecting any kind of documents, just not any fixed templates. So I'm clicking on next, and this is where I can choose information to extract. What is that I'm looking for? So I can extract here. Say, for example, I can define a text type of field, and let's name it as purchase order number. So I'm going to extract the purchase order number from here. I'm selecting on done. Like this, I'm also defining one more field called vendor name, and I'm clicking on done. I'm just keeping it simple. I'm just defining these two fields to extract from any document. And then let me click on next, but you can create any number of information templates in number of information tags to extract. So this is going to take you to the next page whereby I can click on new collection and I can create a new set of documents to choose from. So I'm selecting a new collection here, and this I'm giving a name. I'm giving a name like PO collection. And then I am going to upload the PO files from my device. You can also select from feedback loop. You can select from SharePoint or Azure Blast Storage. In our case, I'm selecting from my device and I'm clicking on the folder branch where I have already kept quite a number of files, to select from. So let this get loaded. And I have uploaded this 5 documents. Let's upload these 5 documents.
And once they get uploaded, let's proceed to the next step.
Now, once this is done, let me define the PO number out here. So the PO number is this. I am selecting, and I'm selecting the vendor name, which is here. The vendor name is this. I'm giving the vendor name, and it's marked. And then the next document I'm choosing, and I'm selecting the PO number from here. And again, I'm choosing for the purchase order number from here, and the company name, which is nothing but my vendor name. So I'm choosing the vendor name. Like this, I'm repeating for all the documents that I have uploaded. And I'm again selecting the purchase order number and the vendor. So in this case, the vendor number is located here. Like that, you can keep on repeating the exercise for whatever number of documents you are uploading. And once again, I'm giving the vendor number and the vendor name. And in the last one is this. Let me also give the vendor, the purchase order number here, selecting the purchase order number and the vendor name. So once this is done, I'm selecting on next. And this, I am going to click on train. And this training process takes approximately half an hour to complete. So I'm going to pause the video till the time the training gets over, and I'm going to resume once the training is.
Once training is over, and thereby we can use this in our agent flows, and we can predict the outcome of an uploaded document. We can understand the purchase order numbers, the vendor numbers, or the items, the quantities, and all what you have tagged in your training model. And perform a quick test. So I'm just uploading a sample document from my device, and let's see how my model performs. And I'm selecting a document like this. It's analyzing, and let's see what happens. Let's allow it some more time to get settled. And if I zoom in a little bit, my bad. So if I zoom in a little bit, you'd see it like it's been able to recognize the purchase order number and the vendor name. So if you're not satisfied, you can start over and keep training your model till you reach some kind of a satisfaction degree. So that's it. I'm just closing this, and let me go back to my agent flow and show you, like I've created an agent flow like this. Let me zoom in a little bit. So this is my Copilot Studio, and I can go to the flows, and I have created a flow like this, which is an agent flow. Why this called agent flow? Because this starts with this word, like when an agent calls the flow. So I am accepting these values: file path, file name, file type, and data area ID. I am accepting these values. I am expecting my Copilot topic to pass on these values into my agent flow. And then I am getting the file content. This I have used, this I have described in my previous video on Copilot Studio connection integration with SharePoint. You can understand the entire plot from there. I am calling this step called extract information from forms. So this is where I am calling the AI model, which I have just showed it to you. Like I have defined this AI model, which I just trained and published. I'm using this to extract the information, which is the form type is equal to it is asking the file name. The file name is nothing but where I'm passing on the type of the form. So the form type is, in our case, image. And in the body, I mean in the form content, I'm passing on the value that I'm getting from the previous step, that is get file content using path. When I say that, I am getting the file content, the file stream, I am passing that on into the step to extract the purchase order number which I am interested. I'm extracting that by using this AI model. And in the next step, I am declaring a variable called, let me click on this. So the name of this variable is content. I've given a name like this. And you see the value is, if you click on this, I have defined a small JSON, which is like this. So get file content and then the content. Why is this like this? Let me show you why. Let me duplicate this and let me show you why I have done that. Let me load this page and let it get loaded. And I'm taking you to the activities section. Let this get loaded in the meanwhile. So the activities are the different runs of the flow. So if I go to the activity tab, and you'd see the actually what happens when you are getting the content of a file, when you are executing the content of the file. So if I go there, if I open this, and let me see what happens after the get file content step gets executed. So let me wait till this comes up. Yeah. And you see, if I go to get file content using path, if I click on this and if I see the show raw outputs, you'd see the output looks like this. So this is getting loaded. Let this get loaded, and you go all the way down and you'd see the body looks like, okay, let me, yeah, so the body looks like the content type, and then image slash jpg, and then the dollar content, and inside the actual content of the file. So I am interested in the actual content of the file. That is why I am declaring a variable called content, and I'm getting the content of the file, which looks like this body, and in that, this content, this dollar content, this node I am obtaining by parsing this. So once I get this, then I am simply declaring another node called HTTP get AD access token. And I am passing this on with the tenant ID. This is quite, this is quite standard way of obtaining a bearer token. And I'm passing on the client ID. I'm passing on the client secret resource, which is nothing but the base URL of your Dynamics 365. And finally, I am passing this on. Don't be confused with the name. And name is like this, which we can I'm sincerely apologizing because I've copied this from one of my previous flows. So I am just renaming this as attach to PO. And this is where I am calling the purchase order header document attachments. This OData entity I'm calling, and I'm passing on the bearer token, which I'm getting from the WAF as access token. And then I'm passing on the rest of the body. I'm making a post, and I'm passing on the rest of the body as data area ID, file type. It's not a default attachment. That's why I'm passing this as no. And then the purchase order number is nothing but this is what I'm getting from the previous step. So this is how you can get the purchase order number. Let me redo this step once again. If you go to this FX, simply click on this FX and you go to the dynamic content, and you go all the way down to here, like you just type as purchase purchase order number then value. So you see, it's so simple. I'm just getting the value of the purchase order number, just not this. I can also get the value of the vendor number if I am interested in getting the vendor's value. But our case, I need the purchase order number because this is where I'm going to attach this document with. So I'm just clicking on this. Let me redo this, and I'm just clicking on purchase order number dot value, and I'm just clicking on add. That's it, and it is going to understand that you are referring to the value of the purchase order number which you have obtained from the previous step, and you are passing this on as a OData node. And then attachment description, I have given it something like, extract information. So if I click on this, it's very simple. Attachment for PO number, then the value of the PO, which I'm getting from the on the model, the model that I have defined. And that's it. I am netnet. This is what I am going to send across. And document attachment type code is equal to image, which is obviously you can make it quite dynamic by passing this image type as PDF. It could be PDF, it could be a file, it could be anything of your choice. And attachments content, this is what I am passing the variable that I have defined in the above step. That's it. And it is going to attach the file. So like this. And finally, I'm responding back to the agent as the value of the purchase order number that it is parsing. So you can also call the There is, if I click on this and if I go to finance and operations, so let me go to finance and operations. It's going to take a while to load the, yeah. So I can create a record. I can also attach the document by creating a record, but this is a problem. The problem is, with this option, you won't be able to pass on the attachments file stream, the file content. There is no option to pass on the file stream. That's why you have to call the attachment to along with the OData. So the best way to do this is to call the OData entity, the purchase order header attachment entity, and you pass on the content of the file which you got from the above step. That's it. And with that, I am concluding the flow out here. So if I come back to my topic, which I left it in the midway, and let me just wait for this to get loaded. So if I wait here till the time yeah. So this is what actually the action I'm passing on an action. The action is what? This action is the parts purchase order docket file, which I have given the name like this, the name of the agent flow, and where I'm passing on the topic.createFile.path, because from the above step, this is a create file record which I obtained by creating a SharePoint record. And from that, I'm getting the path. How would you get this? It's very simple. I've explained this in my previous video by simply saying topic.createFile. If I say file path, okay, let me rewrite from the start once again. Okay, okay, create file, and then dot. I can go to file path like this. I'm inserting file name. Similarly, I'm also going to get the topic dot create file dot display. So topic is just like the way you say this inside a class, you make use of the this keyword. It's just like that. Topic is the topic in which you are currently residing, which in our case PO docket upload. And I am making use of create file dot display name. Similarly, I'm also getting hold of the create file dot media type. Lastly, I am getting the data area ID simply by calling this. This is where by which you can get the context, the the data area ID, the card ext, which we call in X++. This is where we can access the data area ID simply by calling global.pa underscore copilot underscore server form underscore user context, then data area ID. So you can get the data area ID in which the user is currently logged on to, and you can simply insert this in your in your action. And lastly, I am storing the response in a variable called PO number. And I am finally saying that identified purchase order number is this, and document uploaded to purchase order successfully. So you can modify the flow as per your wish. Say, for example, you can include a try and catch block to your flow just in case the flow encounters an error. You can pass on an error statement saying that the flow encountered so and so error. Please look into the log for more details and do the needful. Like that, you can create your own custom message, and you can do any kind of insights and in any kind of monitoring you want. And with that, let me conclude this, and I can keep on modifying my. If I go back to my Power Apps, I can I can define any number of such models with any types of data modeling document, and scooping out the value of any value of any variable you want to take out from. Just in our case, which we took out the value of the purchase order number, the vendor name, the created the posted document date, or also we can get the value of the item IDs the quantities, the line amount, all these values we can get into a table, and we can parse this into a loop. Like that, you can make use of this AI hub and keep them calling from your agent flows. With that, let me call it a day. And I would be really, really looking forward to hear it from you. I would like to request you to try this exercise from your end and let me know how it went. As I was saying, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Attachment in Copilot Studio for Dynamics Finance and Operations is Pandora's box of possibilities. You can directly contaminate your ERP business with AI by making use of AI Hub. You can make use of document intelligence from Azure. You can also make use of form intelligence of or you can also make use of your custom model by using your Azure Foundry. You can call anything of your wish and make your business much more responsive and lively with the touch of AI. So, with that, let me call it a day and requesting you once again to please like and subscribe to my channel and stay in touch. Much love. As always, Shubhashish.